Hello and welcome back to another video. This is your West Ham United Bristol City match reaction. West Ham 1, Bristol City 1. I'm in a good mood because Arsenal lost, but if we're referring to this game, we have some things to get into, that's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, just... Oh, God. I know a lot of people are going to go after Divine Mubama, but I do think he deserves to be criticised for his performance because you're thrown into the first team. You can criticise a young man's performance, but you don't write someone off. You don't write someone off while saying that. Here's my problem with Mubama. He is being asked to play a lot of back to goal stuff at 18 years old. He wants to run him behind a lot. After watching him in the youth team, watching him in a bit today and a bit in the senior team in general, he wants to run him behind and stuff like that. Now, Mubama's going to have to learn and be coached to do better in back to goal stuff. And we've set up for years to play more or less around the Mikel Antonio type striker. That's why Danny Ings doesn't suit. That's why Skamaka didn't suit. I think it's not a correlation thing to Moyes bringing the youngsters through and a youngster performing badly, if you know what I mean. Same way it wouldn't be if it was the other way around. You know, Moyes brings someone through and the guys does someone good with it, someone fits. If what I just said made any sense, but it's more of a striker thing for me. And for years, I think it's more of a striker issue than it is a Mubama issue. Because Danny Ings doesn't fit this side. Antonio's the only person that has fit this side since Moyes has been there, because Haller didn't fit this side. It wasn't that Haller wasn't good enough or Skamaka wasn't good enough. Or Danny... I know a lot of people don't like Danny Ings, and we shouldn't have signed him anyway. But I've always said he's played two up front his whole career, and he doesn't suit the side. It's about not suiting it for me. But a lot of Twitter... I'd writing him off. Fair enough, that's Twitter, whatever. I do see the argument of getting him on loan. I see that argument. I do think there's a player in there. I'm not a youngster merchant. I'm not like a... When I reviewed it, the youngsters I had over the years, like, fair enough, Dean Garner hasn't worked out at West Brom. Even though with Sebastian Haller, ironically, with Sebastian Haller, Dean Garner and Haller would have worked. With who else over the years? I believe Josh Cullen could have been a squad player, just my opinion. Conor Coventry isn't good enough. Like, fair enough. Elise wasn't good enough. Yeah, he was too erratic. Well, I remember watching him at the Ipswich pre-season match at Portman Road, if that's what the stadium is called. Fair enough. Elise wasn't good enough, and that's when I first saw, like, you playing with the first team in a pre-season match. I can see you're good on the ball, but you're not good enough. Pierre Ekwa, we didn't really get to see him with the first team, but he's a championship player, and he could become a Premier League player one day, but he's a championship player. I think Mubama can do well. I don't know why. My main problem today with Mubama was, why was he on the right at the end? Why was he on the right and Bowen's up front at the end? Like, that's my main problem. Moving on from Mubama, Paquetá, without Paquetá, without Kudus, and without Bowen, we are a bottom half side. The likes of Ben Rama, the likes of Fornals, come on. How many times do I have to say this? We're going around in circles, guys. Said Ben Rama didn't play today, so I'm not going to speak about him. But Pablo Fornals did some good things when Paquetá went off. A couple good flicks, a couple good passes, good link up with Emerson at times. Then it went to the second half, and he went back to type into not passing the ball correctly. Now, here's what I'm not trying to see. I'm not trying to see anyone praise Fornals if you're going to say, if you're not going to criticise Fornals and be like, oh, he's playing off the left. Do you remember the Alkmaar game? Where did he score the goal from? The left-hand side. Yes, you get the best out of a player when he played in the right position. So Fornals, especially, would be way better playing in the middle. That is for certain, and I do definitely agree with that. But can I also just say, it doesn't mean you become a full-on spastic on the ball. Like it does. Like that's what it doesn't mean that. It like Thomas Suchek today. There was a situation where he gave away the ball twice in 2 minutes. I'm not saying people are scapegoating Mubama, but what I'm gonna say is that there's a lot of senior players that you lot are letting them get away with it. Now, if you want to move forward as a club, if you want to move forward and carry on with the European stuff, carry on with the European sort of like campaigns that we're doing, then Benrahma, Fornals, Suchek. Suchek's got a new contract, so there's nothing we can do about it. Suchek can be in the squad. A lot of these guys can be in the squad. Cresswell shouldn't play, and he hasn't played today, thank fuck. Johnson, no. Please, for the love of God, move on from these players that got us, and some of these players like the Fornals, Benrahma, Cresswell, Suchek, whatever, Sufal, cult heroes, because they got us to a stage where we've wanted since we moved to the stadium. But if you want to move upwards, if you want to move on, you got to move on. If you want to move up, you got to move on. That's my phrase now. And you can see whether Paquetá's played off the left, Paquetá's played in the middle, Paquetá played in the false nine. I thought, when I saw the lineup, I was like, there's no way Fornals on the right again, Paquetá on the left. But what I did like from David Moyes was that he put Paquetá in the false nine, he put Bowen on the right. Because you get the ball, a runner in behind. That is fair enough. And thank you for doing that, Moyes. But it was clear to see that he got rushed in. He got rushed into the lineup. And I'm hoping Mavropanos is okay. Luckily, we don't play until the replay, I don't think. I think our next game will be the replay at Ashton Gate. I don't know what day it will be on, but it will be on in 10 days or something? Around that. So that means we get an extra game instead of the break. And that's a shame because we won't have Mohamed Kudus for that game. But Paquetá being injured, the level goes down. So I'm really afraid for next season because he might leave. Man City might come back in for him. You know? Man City might come back in. Or another team might come back in. But if listen, if it's Man City, fair enough. But just don't sell to anyone else then. But that makes me really scared for the players coming in. Because unless it's European football, I'm not confident domestically that these players can come in and do a good job. I'm not confident that Moyes will be ruthless enough to move these players on. I don't think anyone like Fornals, like Benrahma, like Sufal can be complaining about any sort of contract. Or anything like that. Now, I don't really have many problems with the defence today. I think Sufal needs to grow up and learn how to kick a ball in possession. But other than that, I don't really have much of a problem with the defence today. I need to see the first goal back because I don't know whose fault it was. It all kind of happened so fast. I was actually, the way my season ticket is, because of the bigger allocation for the away fans, it was right next to them. And fair enough to the Bristol City fans, they were very loud, but they only had one chant, which was quite annoying. But they were lively. They brought a big allocation. It was a good atmosphere from them. In general, this is all worrying. Antonio having a setback, etc. Moyes in a domestic cup competition is not good. He's not good. I'm not confident that we'll beat Bristol at Ashton Gate because all you have to do is that Bristol were pressing us a bit when they went 1-0 down. But what happened after that was when they went 1-1, they were like, okay, let's sit back then. And we couldn't break them down. He actually brought on Cornet, but we didn't get the ball to Cornet. Bowen had comfortably one of his worst games for West Ham, and comfortably his worst game of the season. Because apart from the goal, he was shocking. He was so bad that I forgot he scored, and that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth from me. But yeah, you're not allowed to complain because we're sixth place. You're not allowed to complain because 6 months ago we won a trophy. So yeah. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new. I've got videos coming up. If you want to check out my Arsenal Liverpool match reaction, that's actually on TikTok exclusively. But make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Social media's up in the description if you want to follow me, and email for the inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.